Well, it is 2024 and I have had just the most phenomenal break off in December. So if you don't know, I completely disconnect in December. I go off my phone as much as possible. I leave it at home wherever I can. I go off all social media. I go off my emails. My business kind of shuts down for that month because I need that time to recalibrate every cell structure in my body. And how I do that is by doing nothing. But by doing nothing, it is doing everything in return. And that's probably what this video is going to be a little bit about, because coming into 2024, I need to do more of that. I am going to cultivate more space, more time away from this thing, and definitely more time away from social media. So one of the biggest key things that I did not to distract myself from my phone, like when I get something in my mind, there's no changing it. Like, I'm very strict and I have great willpower on certain things. So from December 1st, I knew that was done. You will not be checking your social media. You will not be doing, anything to do with your phone. So I was very strict on that. But I did also do a couple of things that would help me out, because like you, like every single other person in the world, we are addicted to our phones, and we are definitely addicted to social media. Not everyone, because not everyone is on the platform, but if you are on the platform of social media, you are addicted, right? Let me put that in context. If you spent anything over 4 hours doing something a day, maybe it's drinking. If you spent 4 hours drinking a day, you're probably addicted. If you spend 4 hours taking drugs a day, you're probably addicted. If you spend 4 hours and plus on your phone, you're addicted. So what I did was, on your phone, you are able to screen limit yourself. So if you go into your settings and then into, I think it's called screen time, and you go into screen time, you are able to actually put a certain amount of time that you can give yourself throughout the day to be on certain different apps. So I gave myself 1 minute. Not that I even looked at them, but if I was tempted to go on there, it would shut off in 1 minute. There is a overriding thing with that. You can also go ignore limit and add on another minute, or add on 15 minutes, or ignore for the day. But I did not do that because, as I said, I had a goal and I wanted to stick with my goal. But coming into 2024, I'm actually going to limit myself on social media because it is not enriching my life in any way. I love who I follow on social media, and I literally only follow 30 people on social media. But the time I had away from it has enabled me to get such clarity and trust in my own life and my own self, and just connect so deeper to the world around me, to the actual world that I live in daily, than I do, or than I would ever do, being on social media and looking into other people's perspectives, other people's lives, other people's opinions. And all that does is just cloud your own intuition, inner self. So I'm actually going to limit myself to half an hour of Instagram. I don't even want to go on TikTok. Don't even get me started on TikTok. I think it's the lowest vibration form out there. So I definitely won't be going on that, other than posting a video on there and then getting off there. It's just going to use it as like a bit of a business profile more than anything. I have definitely fallen out of the vibrational frequency, I guess you can say, of social media, because I think it is a lower vibration. I do think there is a lot of subliminal messages on there, even if you're following amazing people, and you can obviously structure social media around yourself to follow great people and limit how many people you are following to 30, but they get you still. Like, maybe if I scroll on my social media now, 3 people's stories might come up because I only follow a few people. But then Instagram adds on, hey, you might like to follow this person. Hey, check this person out. Hey, look at their stories. Hey, here's a sponsored ad. Here's this, here's that. And it's just like, I don't want to see any of that shit. So it's better for me not to be on it. So it's better for me to limit my time on there. So that 30 minutes a day is literally going to be the time I post, and I won't post every day, I never do anyway, the time I answer questions to people messaging me, and That's about it. And if I don't reply to you in that time, just know that I'm actually not on that app for long. And I won't be back on it till the next day. Because I want to live my life. I don't want to be restrained and wasting my time on these apps that I truly believe are sucking our energy out of our bodies. Like, you may think I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I truly believe they are designed to suck the energy out of our systems and take it into wherever it's going so that someone else can gain from it. When I switched off this app, when I switched off my phone, I switched off all my social media, and I just lived in the creeks and the rainforest and the beach all December, I got my energy back without having to do anything. And one of the biggest things, I think, it was because I wasn't giving my energy to an app, giving my energy to social media, just mindlessly scrolling. We know it's obviously not good for brain health as well, because it's making our attention span shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. We're not present anymore because we're actually being formed into having more ADHD properties because of the short attention spans. So when you do go off it and you do give yourself time to actually be present in the world around you, you get that energy back, but you also get that ability to focus your attention a lot longer on certain things. And I want that. That's an amazing quality to have in a human being, is to be able to focus your attention on things that matter and not be like, do, and just quickly, sporadically getting quick dopamine hits here, there, and everywhere. So that's one massive reason why I'm not going to be using it as much in 2024. I kind of did calculations because that's the scientific brain in my head. And I'm like, okay, on average, most people are on their phone, let's say 4+ hours a day. That sounds like a lot, but that's actually the minimum that most people are on their phone, 4 hours. So I did the calculations. I did 4 hours times 365 days a year, because we never have a break off the phone. And it worked out to something ridiculous, hours-wise, in the thousands. But then I broke that down to days, and it actually worked out to you being on your phone for 2 months straight. If you are on your phone for 4 hours a day, minimum, you would be on your phone all up for 2 months straight. Now that's in a 24-hour period. So that's on your phone for 24 hours constantly for 2 months straight. So no one's going to be on their phone for 24 hours a day. So let's double that. Maybe it's 12 hours instead of 24 hours. So that would be 4 months. You're on your phone for 4 months straight, a year. 12 hours a day, 12 hours sleep, 12 hours a day, 12 hours sleep. Obviously that we're not on the phone that long, but if you do the calculations, go to your screen time, see how long you are on your phone, calculate that hour, and work out how many months a year in total you are wasting your time on something that's not enriching your life. I would prefer to be using at least those 2 of those hours or 3 of those hours in nature, or connecting with a human being, or working on a project, or being creative, or doing something inspirational, or helping other people, or just doing something that's going to elevate me and lift me up at the end of the day, that I can look back on at the end of the day or the end of the year and go, whew, look what I achieved this year. Look how many people I helped this year. Look how much I did this year. Look how much I, created this year. Look at my photos, look at my memories, how many memories I created this year out in nature or with family or friends, rather than just giving your precious time away to something that you will never get it back. You spend 4 hours a day on this thing, on Instagram or on TikTok or on YouTube, you're never getting that time back. And to me, that's not good enough. Because if I look, and how I kind of talk to myself, it's very weird, but how I talk to myself at the end of the day is, if the world was to end at the end of this year, and fuck knows that might be possible, because shit's crazy, right? But if the world was to end at the end of this year, how would I want to spend my time? And I would not pick up my phone, especially to look at social media. I just wouldn't do it. I would rather go outside and stare at a leaf, or stare at a tree, or talk to my dragonflies in the garden than to mindlessly scroll on something that doesn't mean or enrich my life in any way. So I highly recommend you going on a digital detox if you've never done one before. It's hard. It is hard because it is an addiction. That is why it's hard. But they want, I don't know who they are, but they want you addicted to this because it makes you less productive. It numbs you out. It numbs your central nervous system out. It disconnects you from your inner self, which is the most powerful thing you would ever cultivate in your life. The relationship to self is powerful. That's where you will create a life that you desire, right? You can't do that when you are disconnected from yourself and constantly sourcing energy from something outside of you. That's what I believe the phone is there for. It is to disconnect us from self. No way, I'm not doing it anymore. I've also found that obviously by me connecting back into myself and my own time and nature, I mean, I spent nearly every single day in nature of December, and just the deep connection that I have back with my intuition and my deep knowing and understanding of just the life around me and the life I want to create is phenomenal compared to how I felt at the end of December, how I felt at the start of December when I did my entire year of just busy, do, be on this, do this, give out, whatever. So, yeah, you will definitely see less of me on the social media aspect of things. I'm talking more Instagram. I will definitely still share because I think knowledge is power. So I'll be still sharing my videos every fortnight on YouTube, my brain-changing movement stuff. I might even do vlogs and things like that, like this more often. You let me know if you like this kind of style, as well as my brain-changing movement stuff. But yeah, life is unpredictable. We know that. We have known that from the last year, 2023, and I think this year we're going to head into some pretty uncharted waters as well. And if you're not strong in your own self and your own self-awareness and your own self-grounding practices, then this year's going to be really difficult for you because it's going to be, I just have this gut feeling, this knowing, deep knowing that this year is going to be filled with such strong AI, artificial intelligence. It's going to pull you, suck you into things, and especially using platforms like TikTok and Instagram. So you're going to need to have a really strong sense of knowing and intuition to understand that when you watch something, you go, that doesn't feel right. I don't believe that. And the only way you're going to know that is if you spend time with yourself, time learning about the deep knowings of your intuition. So when I jumped on social media for the first time after this December and just scrolled through a couple of things, I was like, whoa, wow. Even some people that I've followed before, I'm like, hang on a second, wow. How did I not notice this before, but now I'm noticing this? How does this makes me feel yuck. And it didn't before because I wasn't like conscious to it. So I think having big break off social media will actually gift you that ability to self-know a little bit better. And that's powerful. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I know that if I can have every month like the month I just had, whew, I would be one happy chappy at the end of my life. And that does not involve social media. So until they bring out some conscious platform, high vibrational conscious platform, where I know it's true beings expressing their true self and not having an agenda behind them, then I will disconnect as far as possible. So I hope that resonates with you and you understand that it's not serving us in the long run, that the only thing that will serve us is deep connection to self, to nature, and to loved ones. So with that, I will see you and still post and things like that on my social media platforms, but know that I'm not on there. I post and I disappear and I live. So with that, I hope you have a fantastic 2024. I hope that you start 2024 with that realization that you are the most powerful thing there is in this life. You create your own life, you create your own existence and reality. And if you are living in a state of fear or the unknown, or you're scared about what's to come, then it's just an invitation to come back into yourself and start creating a life that doesn't have that fear or that unknown in it. Start creating a life that you are so excited about living every single day. And how you do that is up to you. How you create that feeling is completely up to you. And no one else can tell you how to do that. But one big way to get there is to have some time alone off this thing.